Hello there, you're welcome to this newscast on the Dan Broadcasting System Television. In our headline today, we say the 51st edition of World Literacy Day has been commemorated, and the event was officially carried out under the patronage of the Ministry of Basic Education. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our lone headline for this newscast. We begin with this story. It says Cameroon has this Friday, September 29th, joined countries throughout the globe to celebrate World Literacy Day. The 51st edition was officially carried under the patronage of the Ministry of Basic Education. Francis Bongo was there, and he tells us more.
In our fast-changing world of today, illiteracy has been seen by many not just as being the inability to read and write, but also to have no knowledge at all in the use of information and communication technologies, ICTs. It is certainly in relation to this that UNESCO decided to place this 51st edition of the International Literacy Day under the theme Literacy in a Digital World. In this official ceremony that held this Friday, September 29, in Yaoundé, the Ministry of Basic Education championed the commemoration, which revealed the economic and developmental benefits of getting acquainted with the digital world. Online learning, sharing of vital information, and the growing of business ventures are some of the advantages of digital media, which can help to drastically reduce poverty within the population. But there might be a worry, for despite government's effort, about 35% of people between 15 and 45 years are still illiterate in Cameroon today. How then is it possible to embrace a rather more complex digital world, whereas basic education is still dragging?
I think the whole issue of defining illiteracy as somebody who can read or write, today with digital world, it changes all of that definition, because now you need to be literate on how to even use your own tools. You need to be literate on how to use the phones, the smartphones that you have, and you'll be able to be literate on how to even develop your own skill. The way it's being developed today, the technology gives us opportunity, because we have audio and we have text, and so if somebody is not able to read or write, they can listen along. So the traditional methods of going to teach people right from the basis, it's with digital technology gives us an opportunity to develop a different way to help combat illiteracy.
The colorful ceremony that had as general aim to promote literacy in all its forms saw the awarding of special prizes to some late learners who finished courses in writing and reading. Amongst them was 81-year-old Mr. Bellinger, who just had his Certificat d'études primaires CEP and was awarded a digital tablet.
Amadou Jalabuba in our next report reminds us of the dangers of cardiovascular diseases. However, he tells us that the 29th of September has been set aside as a day when we celebrate the heart. His report.
Heart disease are today leaving no one at ease, for it attacks both men and women nowadays. Unlike before, when the elderly were the most affected, today even the young suffer from heart-related illnesses. It is for this reason that September 29th each year is being commemorated as World Heart Day, so as to create awareness on how to avoid the disease, for it is the leading cause of death among men and women from World Health Statistics. Each type of heart disease requires different treatment, but many have similar warning symptoms. Each heart disease symptoms depend on the type of disease one has. Cardiovascular disease are generally caused by correctable problems like an unhealthy diet, obesity, lack of exercise, being overweight, and excessive consumption of alcohol and smoking. As the World Heart Day comes and goes, it is vital for each and everyone to know at least some of the common symptoms of heart disease, such as chest pain, chest lightness, chest pressure, and discomfort, shortness of breath, pain, numbness, weakness or coldness in one's legs or arms if the blood vessels in that part of the body are narrow. Having to know this can be an enabling factor for early and emergency treatment, which can help preserve lives.
Diabetic and hypertensive patients have been urged to control their diet and their weight and stop smoking so as to control the disease. However, this was during a one-day free screening organized Friday 29th of September by Le Train du Coeur Cameroon here in Douala. Mange Venasius was part of that campaign, and he brings back the following report.
Cardiovascular disease, according to statistics, account for nearly half of all non-transmissible disease deaths, thereby making it the world's #1 killer. World Heart Day, commemorated on September 29th, has become a platform for the society to unite in the fight against such a killer disease. It is with this notion that Le Train du Coeur Cameroon, a non-profit and apolitical organization, organized a one-day free screening for diabetes and high blood pressure, Friday 29th of September 2017 at their St. Luke Medical Center, Rond-Point Daido. Their focus was to raise awareness on diabetes and arterial hypertension, considered as silent killers. According to this cardiologist, Dr. Abeng Yumo, diabetes is the accumulation of blood in the organism, and coupled with high level of sugar in the blood, it is being experienced at the level of the heart, eye, or on the waist. However, their concern was to examine the feet of diabetics, given the fact that it is one of their sensitive parts of the body. They conducted their activities under the slogan, "Act today to change tomorrow." They cautioned patients to watch their body weight and to carry out regular physical exercises. They were asked to desist from smoking and to avoid cholesterol in their food. These, according to Dr. Abeng, are modifiable factors to keep diabetes and arterial hypertension at bay, for close to 25% of our population suffer from this disease.
Tension and uncertainty continues to mount in the northwestern region as the 1st of October draws near. The October 1st, 2017 is set to be the day that the propagators of the ongoing Anglophone crisis have decided to declare their independence and secession from the Republic of Cameroon. Details with Nimpa Francis.
For several years now, October 1 has always been a thorn in the flesh of the government of Cameroon. It is a day that rings a bell in the ears of Cameroonians, especially the Anglophone community. History tells us that on October 1, 1961, Southern Cameroons officially joined La République du Cameroun to form the Federal Republic of Cameroon. October 1, 2017 is to take place within a very special context. Special because for the past 10 months, the Anglophone communities, through its lawyers and teachers, have raised worrying concerns about the terms of the marriage that was contracted 56 years ago. According to them, there has been gross marginalization. The propagators of the Anglophone struggle now think that on Sunday, October 1, 2017 is the day to declare their independence and restore their statehood. As the October 1 approaches, there is tension and uncertainty in Bamenda and other parts of the Northwest region. Different religious denominations have adjusted their Sunday services and masses for very early hours of Sunday morning and some even on Saturday evening. The different confessional schools have also, in separate releases, called on parents to take their children back home and only bring them back on October 3. This for fear of the unknown, considering the independence plan and agenda that is widely circulating on social media from the secessionist movement that claims to restore the statehood of Southern Cameroons and Ambazonia. Government on its part has taken measures to ensure peace and security and to make sure Cameroon remains one and indivisible. The entire region, as we speak, is highly militarized with police raids and house search. The governor, in an order signed this Friday, has prohibited movements of persons and vehicles from midnight Friday, September 29 to midnight Monday, October 2nd, 2017, from division to division in the region. The border borders have also been closed. As the Anglophone crisis rages on, pundits say if genuine and frank dialogue is not organized now and fast, then the worst may happen.
VOA tells us that the Cameroonian borders to Nigeria have been closed down by Cameroonian government. Details.
Have strong ties to Eastern Nigeria, and authorities may fear that allowing the border to remain open during protests offers the demonstrators a rare base and making it harder to maintain order. Now, Thursday's move represents an escalation in a crackdown of months of protests sparked by complaints about political and economic discrimination in the Anglophone regions of the predominantly Francophone country.
Actually, it is said that this call was made by protesters or activists for protest to demand for more rights for the country's English-speaking minority. Over half of the schools on the states of Borno in Nigeria are set to be closed. Children have been unable to start school this year due to the threats of Boko Haram, and this report is from UNICEF.
Almost 1,400 schools have been destroyed in Borno during the Islamist group's 8-year insurgency, and 57% of schools are unable to open because of damage or being in areas that remain unsafe. An estimated 3 million children are now in need of education, with many also victims of sexual assault, forced into marriage, and up to 100 used as human bombs so far this year. Boko Haram, whose name in the Hausa language means Western education is forbidden, is believed to have killed more than 2,000 teachers since the year 2009.
And at least 30 persons are reported to have been killed in a suicide bomb in Mogadishu, Somalia. And this was caused by the main terrorist group, Al-Shabaab. And of course, the report says that, or some Somalian government report says that terrorists stormed the military base in Mogadishu using suicide car bombs with heavy machine guns and other weapons. VOA once again.
While on Thursday, security officials say at least 7 people were killed when a car carrying a bomb slammed into a minibus at a Mogadishu bus stop. 6 other people were wounded in the explosion. There are no claims of responsibility for the attack, and it's unclear who the intended target was. But witnesses say a government security force's vehicle was passing by when the blast occurred.
Well, we now talk another sports news. The 2017-2018 football season has been started to start in December 3rd, 2017. The declaration was made by Pauline Mengibe, Secretary General of the MTN Elite One Championship, that was today in Douala. This was during a press conference to expatiate on the 4th edition of the LFC PC Awards scheduled for October 13. Williams Amo Awa sat through that conference and he tells us more.
Grouping media practitioners from the 4 corners of the littoral region, Friday, September 29 in Douala, officials of the Cameroon Professional Football League, LFPC, under the chair of Secretary General Pauline Mangele, exchanged with the press on the 2017 edition of the LFPC Awards, which will see the recognition of 42 individual and collective actors of the 2016-2017 MTN Elite One Championship.
It is an edition that will take hold in Douala. Secondly, we will give 42 prizes, 28 in like individual premiums and 14 like collective premiums. I can also say that we have decided to add categories, and the new categories are 2, best defender and best midfield.
Unlike the first 3 editions which took place in Yaoundé, this 4th edition, scheduled for October 13, will take place in Douala.
We have chosen Douala because Douala is a big city of football. The best stadium concerning traffic, the attendance is Douala. We are obliged to recognize, to bring them our recognition. You must also notice that in Douala we have economic operators locally. We have also many medias, and people here are very friendly, and for us it's a big opportunity. Like innovation, I can say that we have increased prices, given that will be given to nominees.
As for what concerns criteria to nominate the over 102 individual and collective nominees,
The process of designation is that during the season, our coaches have given notes to players. We have auditioned these notes to make to give marks to certain players. After that, we have required the expertise of some journalists.
the balance sheet for the 8 months 2016-2017 season seems satisfactory despite the late start, internal, external and financial challenges as well as other irregularities.
And so that it was a difficult season, but we have protect the best. We have protect the main things. That is the direct programmation of matches. We have spent 8 months, and I think that we can be happy of the work that has been done.
The 2017-2018 season has been slated to kick off by December 3, 2017.
It's the end of this newscast, ladies and gentlemen. Have a pleasant weekend. See you on Monday, God willing. Good night.